Hello, my name is Ruby Tower. I'm from the Center for Civic Engagement, and I'm here with New York State Assemblywoman Donna Lupardo. Thank you so much for being here, and let's get started. So the first question is, why are you running for New York State Assembly? And if you're re-elected, what are your top priorities for the city?
Well, I've served in this position for quite a long time. I moved to Binghamton University community a long time ago, back in the 70s. Just a little bit of background might be helpful. I was a graduate student and I came in from New York City. I decided to stick around and make this place my home. I was an adjunct lecturer for 10 years. And after that, I spent 15 years working in community mental health and decided to run for this office for a variety of reasons. But the main reason, and it continues to be the main reason today, is to help this community rebuild its local economy. It was once a booming manufacturing town. And as you can probably well aware, the evidence was all around us for many years of decline. So I'm laser focused on helping our community recover. As a person who chose to live here, I didn't grow up here. I think when you pick a place, you sort of really want it to do well. So for me, as a Binghamton University grad, also as an alum, I just have a lot of pride in place, and I'm very committed to the community. I ran initially on some issues to do with environmental protection and mental health. Those are still very important to me. But now, because of my committee assignments and other needs of the community, I'm focused on a lot of other issues too.
Awesome, thank you. And that leads into our next question. What committees do you currently sit on, and how is your membership in these committees representative of the interests of your constituents?
Sure. Right off the bat, I requested to be on the Higher Education Committee. And as a result of that, I'm very engaged in higher ed policies across the state. And so I've maintained my committee assignment there. I'm also on transportation because we are at the crossroads of many roads here. Also, transportation in general is important to our local economy. I'm on the Economic Development Committee, which oversees those policies. I'm on a number of leadership teams with the speaker, which sets the rules and solves large-scale problems. But my biggest assignment is, of course, I chair the Committee on Agriculture and Food. I had previously chaired Children and Families and the Committee on Aging. But for the last few years, I've had agriculture and food, and I'm very, very excited about the work we're doing, not only to rebuild our local food scene, but to support new agricultural commodities like hops that's bringing our beer industry to the forefront. So I think those are the main committees that I'm involved with.
Great, thank you. And then the next question is, what economic struggles have you witnessed in your district during your time in office, and how have you addressed these issues, and how will you continue to support economic growth in the area if you are reelected?
Certainly the biggest challenge I mentioned earlier was the fact that we were a manufacturing town, pretty similar to Rochester, Syracuse, Buffalo, that were built on large-scale companies like IBM and Endicott Johnson, which the community became really comfortable with, and they kept everyone safe and secure economically. So for me, it was finding a reuse for those old buildings. Many of them have been currently transformed into housing. The old Endicott Johnson shoebox factory is now Binghamton University's state-of-the-art nursing school. So we've transformed a lot of buildings. SUNY Room has a new cooking school in downtown Binghamton, the culinary school that was once an empty library. So bringing life back into empty, abandoned properties has really helped a lot. Reviving our downtowns by supporting the restaurants and supporting our new craft beverage industry. Beer Tree Brewing, for example, has been very well received across the area. Also making sure that we don't leave people behind. We have a lot of poverty in our area, which troubles me immensely. Working on workforce development to try to bring those folks along. And I guess one other thing, I helped get the funding for the entire Innovative Technologies complex over there on next to the campus, the main campus. And we were hoping, and it's eventually come true, that innovations would come out of that place that would bring new industry to our area. And of course, with the recent battery grants, we're going to be making the new generation of batteries out in Endicott. bringing again new life to an empty industrial property where IBM once was. So those are some of the highlights, I guess.
And then would you look to create more affordable housing in your district? And if so, how would you go about doing that?
Well, that's a great question, because what happens is when you bring back manufacturing and you bring back people who want to employ folks, they come to the area and they want a place to live. And that is a definite shortcoming. There's no question about it. People are looking for higher end homes. They're also looking for nice rentals. So that has to be an extremely important priority. And that's what we've been doing. Many of the old factories are now our housing. And it's I think it's a positive development, but certainly something we have to keep working on. No doubt about it. Affordable housing for all levels.
Awesome, thank you. And then finally, is there anything else you'd like to share to help students decide who deserves their vote in this election?
Well, the way I look at it is, I couldn't possibly be more committed to Binghamton University if I tried. Again, I came here a very long time ago, and as a student and as a faculty person as well, I've seen the place develop and grow. I see the potential and how critically important the university is to the community at large, but also across the SUNY system. It's certainly one of the finest institutions in all of SUNY. And I want to make sure it stays that way. We also want to make sure it stays affordable. And we want to make sure our communities are welcoming and that we find a way to engage students. I've been working on civic engagement issues my whole career, from the youngest kids over at the middle school and to the high schools to folks at the university, to prepare them for careers, but also understanding the value of what they bring to the perspective. Again, back to my original point, I chose this place, and I feel like as an engaged student, I was able to reflect to the community how valuable this beautiful this place is. So I appreciate the civic engagement of your endeavor right here, but also in my entire approach to public life is about listening, learning, growing, and celebrating people's unique points of view.
Thank you. And then thank you so much for coming today. Students, please make sure to check out the other videos to see all the other candidates, and don't forget to vote on November 8th. If you have any questions, please come to the Center for Civic Engagement located across from the Marketplace.